also on this side. So today hand we are starting with a topic called as cell, structure and function. Okay, so let's get started. So here the study of form, structure and the composition of cell is called as cytology. Okay, I repeat, the study of form, its structure and the composition of the cell is called as cytology. So what does cell biology means? Cell biology. So basically, cell biology is the study of form, structure and the composition of cell as well as its reproduction and metabolic characteristics. Okay. So for the time being I can call that the cytology is a sub branch of cell biology. Okay. Deal with. Now, cell is the structural and the functional unit of life. This is the definition of cell, that the structural and the functional unit of life. Okay. And the cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke. Okay, please do remember. It was first discovered by Robert Hooke. Okay, he observed a thin slice of the cork and he called them as cellula, which means small rooms, and ultimately now we call them as cells. But the cell theory was proposed by Matthias Sladen and Theodor Schwann, and what we call them as Sladen and Schwann. What is the postulate of the cell theory? That all living organisms are composed of cells and the product of cells. Okay? All living organisms are composed of cells and the product of cells. And the next postulate was basically given by the Rudolf Virchow, but this also comes under the category of the cell theory, that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. Okay? Deal with. Now, there are basic two types of the cells which are called as the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Okay? And in case of the prokaryotic cell, their membrane bound nucleus is absent. Somehow, like if I am drawing a cell, I will be drawing the nucleus in this fashion. So this is like the membrane bound nucleus is absent, whereas in case of the eukaryotic cell, we have proper membrane bound nucleus present. Okay? Nuclear envelope is proper is here in the eukaryotic cell. Here, in case of the prokaryotic cell, only single chromosome will be present, but where here in case of the eukaryotic cells, we have different more than one chromosomes present. In the prokaryotic cell, membrane bound organelles are absent, but where here we do have some membrane bound organelles in eukaryotic cell. Let's say for example, mitochondria, nucleus itself, endoplasmic reticulum, we have lysosomes as well. These are the membrane bound, and ribosomes are specifically not membrane bound. Do remember the case. Okay. Now, mycoplasma is the smallest cell. Okay. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell, and the largest cell is the ostrich egg. For the time being, I'll be giving you the dimensions as well. Mycoplasma is also called as PPLO, which is pleuropneumonia like organism, and the dimension of the mycoplasma is 0.3 microns. Okay, and the dimension of the egg of ostrich is 6 inches. There is a longest cell as well, which is the neuron in the neck of giraffe. It is a neuron in the neck of giraffe, which is almost 2.4 meters long. Okay, deal with. Now starting with the first thing first, that is called the prokaryotic cell. So here, the prokaryotic cells are represented by the bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma, which is PPLO. Okay, mycoplasma, which is PPLO here. Now, they multiply rapidly and they vary in their size greatly. All the prokaryotic cells have cell wall surrounding the cell membrane except in the mycoplasma. Please do remember the case that the mycoplasma and the PPLO do not have cell wall in their structure. I repeat, the mycoplasma and the PPLO do not have cell wall in their structure, whereas all other prokaryotic cells have cell wall. Their genetic material is naked, which means that is not bounded by any protein, and in the eukaryotes, the DNA is bounded by the histone protein, DNA packaging protein. Okay? Okay. So the cell organelles like the mitochondria, Golgi bodies and etc. are absent in prokaryotes. The cell organelles are absent in prokaryotes. There is a specialized differentiated cell membrane called as mesosome, which has the characteristic of prokaryote. And the mesosome resembles with the function of mitochondria. Do remember the case that the mesosome resembles with the function of mitochondria. In bacterial cell, a chemically complex cell envelope is present, which consists of three layers. The outermost layer is called as glycocalyx, the middle layer is called as cell wall, and the innermost layer is called as cell membrane. I repeat, the outermost is called as glycocalyx, the middle is called as cell wall, and the innermost is called as cell membrane. The glycocalyx may be loose. If the glycocalyx is loose, that is slime layer, and if the glycocalyx is thick, it is capsule. Do remember the case, if the glycocalyx is loose, it is slime layer, and if it is thick, it is capsule. There's another two different types of the bacteria as well, depending on the type of the peptidoglycan they are having or the in the cell membrane, that is the gram positive and the gram negative. Okay, first thing first, we'll be dealing with the gram negative one, gram positive one I should say. Okay, so in case of the gram positive one, they have NAM, NAG and teichoic acid in their cell wall structure. NAM stands for N-acetyl muramic acid, NAG stands for N-acetyl glucose amine, and teichoic acid. If these three are present in the cell wall component, the bacteria is said to be called as gram positive, whereas if they are absent, that will be called as gram negative, and the gram negative has murine in their structure, in their cell wall. Okay, deal with. Now, the plasma membrane. So the plasma membrane is semi-permeable here. The plasma membrane is semi-permeable, having mesosome in the form of vesicles, tubules and lamellae, which are helping in the cell wall formation, the DNA replication and the distribution to the daughter cells as well. The motile bacteria, the motile cell bacteria, which contains the flagella, which is composed of filament, hook and the basal body. I repeat, flagella is basically composed of filament, hook and the basal body. There are pili and the fimri, which are other surface structure which are helping the bacteria to attach with the host and with the other substance as well. I repeat, cilia and the flagella are responsible for the locomotion, whereas pili and the fimri are responsible for the attachment with the host and with other substance. Okay, deal with. And basically the flagella, beating of flagella is by flagellin protein and the beating of cilia is by nexin protein. Okay, deal with. In prokaryotes, the ribosomes are attached with the cell membrane having two subunits, that is called as 50 Swedberg and 30 Swedberg, to form together 70S prokaryotic ribosome. I'll write that out. 70S is divided into 50S and 30S. Please do not go for the mathematical calculation. Like if you will be going for, you will be coming unto the conclusion that 50 plus 30 is equal to 80. But here in biology, we do not have exact calculation because of the biochemical reaction. A little amount of the energy is lost in the environment. And that is the reason that the combined weight of the 50 and the 30 will be 70. And the individual weight of the larger and the smaller subunits will be 50S and the 30S respectively. So repeat that. Okay. Now, ribosomes are called as a protein synthesizing machinery. Okay. They are responsible for the protein synthesis. They are attached with the mRNA to form a chain called as polyribosomes. Ribosomes are attached with mRNA to form a chain called as polyribosome. And the reserved food material in the prokaryotic cell is present in the cytoplasm and the cell inclusion bodies, which may contain phosphate, granules and the glycosyl granules. Okay, deal with. So the reserved food materials in the bacteria will be glycogen. The gas vacuoles are also found. Gas vacuoles are found in the blue-green algae and the green sulfur bacteria and the purple sulfur bacteria, which are also called as photosynthetic bacteria. Okay, deal with. Now, deal with the second type of the cell, that is called as eukaryotic cell. So here in case of the eukaryotic cell, they are in protista, plants, animals and the fungi. Kingdom Monera is with the prokaryotic cell and kingdom Protista, Plantae, Animalia and the fungi are with the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so there are two different types of cells will be coming in front of us, that the plant cell and the animal cell. So plant cells are differing in having cell wall, plastids and the large central vacuoles as compared to animal cell. Animal cells have centrioles which are absent in the higher plant cells. Okay, the lower plant cells do have centriole but the higher plant cells do not. Now dealing with the cell membrane. So the cell membrane is composed of lipid that are arranged in bilayer. The cell membrane is composed of lipid that are arranged in bilayer. A lipid component is mainly composed on phosphoglycerides. I repeat, phospholipid bilayer, right? So the phosphate portion is the hydrophilic one, and the lipid portion will be hydrophobic one. Please do remember that the phospholipid bilayer, phosphate PO4 portion is the hydrophilic, whereas lipid is the hydrophobic portion. Okay, deal with. Now, later it was found that the protein is also present in the cell membrane. The ratio of the protein and the lipid varies in different cells. Okay, the ratio of the protein and the lipid varies in different cells. Membrane protein may be integral or the peripheral. Yes, if this is the membrane and if this is the protein, this will be the integral protein and this protein will be the peripheral protein. So the integral protein is responsible for carrying any ion inside or outside of the cell. Correct? So we can call them as a transmembrane ion proteins or channel proteins as well. Integral ones. Okay? Deal with. Integral are remain buried in the membrane, but peripheral are on the surface only. So the name of the scientists who proposed the fluid mosaic model were none other than Singer and Nicholson. In the year 1972, they proposed a fluid mosaic model, and according to the model, the quasi-fluid nature of the lipid enables the later movement within the bilayer of the lipid. Okay? Deal with. Now, the main function of the plasma membrane is the transport of the molecule across it. Like the transport is basically of two different types. That is the active transport and the passive transport. Okay? Deal with. So what does active transport means? So basically it is the transport which is involving the expenditure of energy by the cells by means of ATP. Okay? It is the expenditure, the currency of the cell will be ATP, whereas in case of the passive, it is no energy, no spend of energy is taking place. The second difference will be it occurs against the concentration gradient, whereas the passive transport occurs through the concentration gradient, along the concentration gradient. Please do remember one thing, that the law of concentration says that everything flows from its higher concentration to the lower concentration. And if it is flowing, there is no expenditure of energy. But if you are trying to flow anything from its lower concentration to the higher concentration, you need to follow the active transport rule and you have to expense energy, okay, by means of ATP. And if you are expending energy, it will become a rapid process, whereas without energy, it will comparatively slow process. The movement of water from higher concentration to the lower concentration by diffusion through the semi-permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Okay? Do remember that osmosis is basically the spontaneous flow of solvent molecules. I am writing that down. Please do remember it is solvent, it is not the solute. Solvent molecule from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay? Through semi-permeable membrane. Cell wall is present in the plant cell and the fungi. Algae have cell wall made up of cellulose, galactans and mannan fibers. Do remember, because if you are preparing for the competitive, they have asked this question and they will again ask that the algal cell wall are made up of. First thing first, it's normal plant cellulose, but the second one is called as the galactans, and the third one I am writing here, it's called as mannan fibers, mannose. Okay, mannan fibers. So it will be the combination of cellulose, galactans and the mannans. Okay, and there is a mineral as well called as calcium carbonate. We all know it's none other than CaCO3. The plasmodesmata is responsible for the connection of the cytoplasm of the neighboring cell. This is first cell, this is the second cell, this will be the plasmodesmata. Or somehow, if it is not so, this will be the plasmodesmata. Okay? The connection, the bridges between the cytoplasm of the neighboring cells. Endomembrane system of the cell includes, do remember the names, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complexes, lysosomes and the vacuoles. Please do remember the case that the mitochondria is not included in the endomembrane system. There are only 4 members in the endomembrane system, which is endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complexes, lysosomes and vacuoles. Now dealing with the first thing first, that is called as the endoplasmic reticulum. So here, they are tubular structures which are scattered in the cytoplasm. And again, endoplasmic reticulum is divided into 2 portions, that is called as RER and SER. That is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now dealing with the first thing first, that the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum, they have special structures on them that are called as ribosomes. And we already know that the ribosomes are protein synthesizing machinery. So if the ribosomes are present on the endoplasmic reticulum, that special endoplasmic reticulum will be called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and their function will be synthesis of protein and the secretion of protein. Okay, synthesis and secretion of protein. Whereas in case of the second one, that is called as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are devoid of ribosomes. They do not bear any ribosome on their surface. So that is the reason SER is involved in lipid biosynthesis, and the other thing will be the steroid hormone formation, the androgen specifically. Okay, deal with RER, protein synthesis, SER, lipid and the steroid hormones. Now dealing with the next organelle, that is called as none other than Golgi apparatus. So this was first discovered by Camillo Golgi in 1898 near the nucleus. Location is present. Golgi is responsible for the site of the synthesis of the glycoproteins and the glycolipids. Okay, glycoprotein and the glycolipids, or rather I can call the function of the Golgi is glycosylation, addition of the glucose, glycosylation. Okay, and one more thing, that the Golgi apparatus are called as the post office of the cell. Okay, Golgi apparatus are called as post office of the cell because receiving, modification and sending, that is the function of the post office, right? Okay, now dealing with the lysosomes, they are membrane bound, they have a fixed position, they are membrane bound vesicular structures, they are formed by the process of packaging in the Golgi apparatus. Do remember one thing, that lysosomes are formed by Golgi apparatus. Okay, they are rich in hydrolytic enzyme, lipase, protease or carbohydrases, or what we call as amylase, which are active at acidic pH. These enzymes are capable of digesting carbohydrate, protein and the lipids and even nucleic acids as well. Hydrolytic enzyme, which means breakdown enzymes. Lysosomes are also called as the suicide bags of the cell. Okay, lysosomes are also called as suicide bags of the cell. Now, starting with the vacuoles. So here the vacuoles are membrane bound space which are found in the cytoplasm. Do remember one thing, that they are responsible for restoring the food material. They contain water, sap, sap means water with minerals, and the excretory products which are bounded by the single membrane. Do remember the case, vacuoles are bounded by the single membrane as well, and they are called, the membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. The membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. They form the contractile vacuole and food vacuole in many organisms. Let's say for example in amoeba as well. Mitochondria, they are double membrane bound structure with the other membranes and inner membranes which are dividing its lumen into two compartments. Do remember that the mitochondria is double membrane bound structure. Now dealing with the vacuoles. Vacuoles are membrane bound space which are found in the cytoplasm. Do remember the case that the stored food material is present in the vacuole, which is the sap, which is water and minerals, and there are excretory products as well which are bounded by the single membrane. Do remember that the membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. Membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. Done? They form the contractile vacuole and the food vacuoles in many organisms. Now, dealing with the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, the powerhouse of the cell. Vacuoles are called as a storeroom of the cell, and whereas mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. They are double membrane bound structure with the outer membrane and the inner membrane dividing its lumen in two compartments. The inner membrane forms a number of infolding called as cristae towards the matrix. Mitochondria are the site of the aerobic respiration. I am just drawing the structure of a mitochondria. This is somehow a mitochondria. This looks like a mitochondria. Okay, this is the outer membrane, this is the inner membrane, and these portions are called as cristae. Done? Okay, they are the site for the aerobic respiration. Now, dealing with the plastids. So what does plastid means? So plastid are found only in the plant cell and the euglenoids, and they have a specific pigment to provide the color to the plant part. There are of three types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So starting the first thing first, chloroplast. That contain green colored pigment that is called as chlorophyll, which is responsible for the conversion of the light energy into chemical energy, what we call as photosynthesis. The chromoplasts are responsible for coloring. They provide yellow, orange, red colors. They are also called as carotenoids. They are called as carotenoids. They are again divided into carotenes, which are orange color substances, pigments, whereas the xanthophylls are the yellow colored pigments. The leucoplast is again further divided. They are colorless plastid first of all. They are again divided into amyloplast, elaioplast, aleuroplast. The amyloplast is responsible for the storage of the carbohydrate, whereas elaioplast stores oil or lipid, and the aleuroplast stores protein. Chloroplasts are again double membrane structure. The space limited by the inner membrane will be called as, the matrix of chloroplast is called as stroma. Okay? Thylakoids are present in the stroma stacks like the piles of the coins called as grana. Like the piles of the coins is something like this. Okay? So this will be grana. And the connection between the thylakoid will be called as lamellae. The stroma contain an enzyme for the synthesis of the protein and the carbohydrate. The double-stranded DNA and the ribosomes are also present in the stroma. Do remember one thing, that the ribosome are granular structure. Okay? Here, like the ATS. Centrosome is an organelle containing two cylindrical structure called a centriole. Each centriole is made up of 9 fibrils of tubulin protein. Okay? The central part of the centriole is called as hub and the peripheral is called as spoke. Centrosome are also called as centriole. Okay? And they are responsible for the proper division of the chromosomes. Okay? Whenever a cell needs to divide, in anaphase, the centrioles move toward the poles and they literally pull the chromosome toward themselves, and ultimately due to the equal and the opposite force, the equal amount of the chromosomes are divided. Okay? Deal with. Now the final head of the cell here is called as nucleus. Okay? So the nucleus, it is highly extended. Elaborated nucleoprotein fiber called as chromatin. Okay? Elaborated nucleoprotein fiber is called as chromatin, whereas nuclear matrix and the nucleoli is also present. The cytoplasm of the nucleus is called as nucleoplasm. Okay? The outer membrane is continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum and bears ribosomes on it, which means it will be rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay? Go through. The chromatin material change into the chromosome during the active cell division consisting of the DNA and the histone protein. Do remember the case that the chromosome formation, the highly compact structure of the chromosome like this is observed only in the metaphase. Okay? Only in the metaphase of the cell cycle. Now, every chromosome has a primary constriction which is called as centromere, and the secondary constriction is called as telomere. This one is a centromere and this will be the telomere. Okay? Deal with. And every chromosome has centromere, and on the side of the centromere we have another packaging that is called as kinetochore. And on the basis of the centromere they are divided of different types like the telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric and the metacentric. If both the P arm and the Q arm of the chromosome are of same shape, that chromosome is called as metacentric. And if the Q arm is longer somehow here, so it will be called as submetacentric. And if Q arm is slightly more longer than the P arm, it will be called as acrocentric. And if the centromere is present at the tip, it will be called as telocentric. There is the alphabets as well. Like the metacentric will be showing you the V-shaped alphabet structure, whereas submetacentric will be showing you L-shaped structure. And the acrocentric will be showing you J-shaped structure. And the telocentric will be showing you I-shaped structure. Okay? There are some chromosomes which have non-staining secondary contraction, that is called as telomere. And after telomere, the non-staining secondary contraction is called as satellite DNA, which are used in the genetic fingerprinting by the Alex Jeffrey. They are called as VNTRs. Full form is variable number tandem repeats. Do remember the case that we have special VNTR sequences in every human beings, and that is the reason we can use VNTRs for identification of one single proper human. And that is the reason they are used in the DNA fingerprinting right now. Okay? Done. So this was all about the chapter cell, and this was one short lecture. Hopefully this one short series is beneficial for you to prepare for the competitive exams. Please do ask me any questions if you do have. in the comment section. Thank you very much.